I've always wanted to visit my childhood home. I lived many places. I was born in Flint, Michigan, with my dad right up the street in Detroit. My becoming was split up among many different states. But the earliest memory of my childhood is around 6 years old, living in Richmond, Indiana. It's been over 30 years. 30 years since I seen where I grew up. I don't know what I'll find when I get there, or if it will feel the same, or if I will feel the same. But something has been calling me back. Richmond Airport closed down many years ago, so in order to get there, you have to fly into either Dayton, Ohio, Indianapolis, or Kentucky. And from there, it's about a 40-minute drive into Richmond. There's something unsettling about revisiting the presence of your past, even before you arrive. Because it's never just a place that you're returning to. It's a version of you that no longer exists. The version of me that didn't know the weight of the world, only the wonder of it. There's so much history here, beyond just my childhood. My mother went to IU East University. My grandmother worked at Reed Hospital, in addition to having her own cleaning business on the side. That was my first glimpse into entrepreneurship. Matter of fact, as far as I can remember, my grandmother always worked a job and ran a business on the side, similar to what I do today. I'm not sure exactly what I'm looking for or hoping to discover while being here. Maybe I'm just trying to tie up some loose ends or get clarity on some very permanent decisions that I just didn't have the capacity to make sense of at the time. But the longing in my soul to come back is very happy that I'm giving myself the chance.
What? Smoke some, nigga. Yeah. You know, as I sit back and reminisce on all them hard times and them long nights, man, what they do? They really made a nigga, man. They really made a nigga. They talk to me. They turned me into a monster, man. What? A monster. What? I got a story to tell. I went from rags to riches, driving shit.
Greenwood, the first home I can remember. Or should I say, my first circus, because I used to act a whole clown. I could hear my name being called from my aunt's window if she heard me cursing or doing something I had no business doing. I started from very humble beginnings. My mother and my aunts all lived in these different buildings, and we would go back and forth to visit each other's places. Everybody would congregate outside, the music was loud, and the kids would be playing without a care in the world. There used to be a basketball court and playground in this area, but it looks like they removed it. I would spend hours on this court playing basketball with my baby cousins. We played Nintendo, watched Nickelodeon, and Sega Genesis. Dr. Robotnik was our favorite. All the movies I grew up on were here. Jumanji, Richie Rich, Mrs. Doubtfire, Boys in the Hood. These are my memories. This is crazy. This is crazy that I'm here at 40 years old and everything in my life up to this point just makes so much sense. Being here at this apartment complex is crazy. It's crazy. And of course, the place seems so much bigger back in the day. It's tiny. It's super tiny. Wow, I used to run ragged through here. I used to run around here. This is the first place I learned where to hoop, where I learned to read, where I learned about style. Y'all always ask me, where do I get my style inspiration? These raggedy apartments is where I first started throwing. Well, let me say this. My biggest style inspiration came from my Aunt Teresa. That's facts. That's facts. She was my biggest inspiration when it came to style and learning how to put your clothes together. We didn't have much. We did not have much, but she was always fresh and fly. And when I say fresh and fly, I don't mean labels. Her clothes were cleaned, they were ironed, and she taught me to arm myself with knowledge and being smart enough, learning how to read. I used to go and tell her, so-and-so got these shoes. And she'd be like, yeah, but they can't read. My aunt taught herself how to read at 3 years old. And she would read and read. I remember I lived with her in an apartment here in this complex. And she would come home with novels and read them and knock them out in one day. And seeing that as a kid, you're like, how'd you read that big, thick book in one day? She would do that. I remember reading a word, Faberge. I said Faberge. And she was like, you mean Fabergé? And I was like, oh, yeah, Faberge. She taught me it don't stop with the clothes. It don't stop with the clothes. Go somewhere and know how to speak. We don't have much, but you're not going to leave my apartment ashy. And put some moisturizer on your lips. Those were the luxuries she taught me with. That's where the style came from. Your outfit can hit, you know, as long as you're clean, you ain't dusty, you ain't crusty. Put your clothes on and be clean. Be clean and know how to speak when you go somewhere. Know what you're talking about. Read, research. She's also a lot of the reason, like when I wear my clothes, I kind of go in on the history. We grew up reading, you know, Ride On, Vibe magazine, Word Up. She taught me about my players, Stephon Marbury, Chauncey Billups, you know, where the sneaker came from. Who made the sneaker? What does the brand represent? Let me make sure I'm in focus. We used to look at the East Bay catalogs, look at the sneakers. All of that came from her. And that's one of the reasons why when I, you know, collect my clothes, I always kind of know the history or the story behind brands in my clothes and my pieces. She would, you know, she taught me how to look at a certain individual and you could tell where they came from just by the way they dress. You could tell, you know, what kind of household was going, you know, you can kind of tell what kind of household they came from or what was going on, or, you know, she taught me that and to cherish my pieces better when you know the story and the history behind them. My Aunt Trisha was a pillar in my life. Don't ever mistake that. Was a pillar in my life. She really was. She was my very first style inspiration. I'm gonna get through this without breaking a tear because I'm surrounded by, you know, these apartments and I feel so emotionally connected from back then to now. I see why things had to be what they were. I see it. You know, sometimes you got to go backwards to understand forward. And her contribution to my life and my success is never lost on me. It's not lost on me at all. I see why I wasn't allowed to do certain things that the other kids were doing. I get it. Thankfully, a lot of my friends are no longer here. My goodness, they done moved to Atlanta, Vegas, Ohio, baby. They got up out of here. And shout out to all of the family for getting up out of here. My goodness. And shout out to everybody else who left because, baby, there were some times here. There used to be a park here. There used to be a basketball court where me and my two cousins, Bobby and Amber, we would terrorize this place. We would be on the basketball court. We'd be playing. We'd come in when the street lights came off. Just all those things. I mean, I can hear the 8-Ball and MJG now. I can hear the Outcast right now as I'm sitting here. Man, crazy time. Shout out to all of us for leaving, man. My God.
Yeah, I told my mama I got her, that's why I hustle hard. I know that favor ain't fair, that's why I thank the Lord. Got a taste of the struggle and had a cup of pain. I learned that cash ain't credit is everything. I always had a big heart, I've been the centerpiece. Why you think they around? I let them niggas eat. I let y'all wear the designer, nigga, I'm customized. Blowing expensive cigars, chilling like
This duck is competing with me. I can't compete with the duck. I just can't compete with the duck. I remember my mother used to bring me here, and we would have picnic lunches. Nothing elaborate, okay? Nothing like you see on the vlogs. They would be like 99-cent chili dogs from Hardee's, and we'd split a soda. Maybe there would be some chips or a snack, but we came here and we talked and we recapped our day. She would pull up here in her hoopty, and we would have our little picnics. And sometimes we would just sit in the car, or we would sit on a park bench if it was clean. We would just sit and talk and recap. Sometimes 20 minutes, sometimes an hour. And I always thought that was for me. Like, did she think I wanted to come to this park? But now that I'm an adult, I understand that it was probably most likely for her, just to decompress in this world, being a single parent. It's just a core memory of mine. I was so young. This park seemed huge at the time, and it still is. But I thank her for doing that. I really do. So while being here, it was only right that I visit the library that I grew up coming to once a week. This library served as a connection to the outside world, being in such a small town. By reading the books, I could transport myself anywhere that I wanted to be. I especially came to put my eyes one last time on the spiral staircase that was situated in the middle of the library. I was always told not to go near it or to touch it, but I remember being obsessed with this staircase. So I came here in particular just to get another glimpse at it and sit with my thoughts.
It's just the way the building is set up.
No worries. Well, I appreciate you doing this.
But it's
Oh my goodness.
down here in the courtyard.
So this is definitely not how it used to be then.
No. So you may remember.
Okay, so this is all staff. I remember coming downstairs though.
Well, yeah, and there's another set of stairs in the center of the building to take you down to the reference area.
Okay.
But it's been changed quite a lot.
Okay.
10 years.
Okay.
Sue is our historian and could actually tell you more about what changes have happened in this building.
Oh, wow.
So, but these are the stairs
This
we're
is
talking
it?
about. This is it.
Oh.
If I knew how to work a camera like that, I would take a picture of you there with it, but I don't know how to work fancy cameras. Childhood memories.
Oh, okay.
She grew up going to this library and gone for 30 odd years.
Wow.
And that's what look at
Welcome
it.
back.
She wanted the.
I'm so sorry. I'm a mess right now.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Expect to have a breakdown.
That's absolutely
Would
fine.
you like us to take a picture of you with the stairs?
Oh, yes, I would love that. I can't believe, oh my goodness. I want to say, oh my goodness, yes. This is the memory. And he used to have a little, like a chain or something in front of it. Far away, yeah. I think it's this. I think this is what I'm remembering right here. I think this is it.
Yeah.
It's great. I appreciate you so much.
Absolutely.
Glad to help. I'm glad I asked.
I've been coming here since I was like 6 years old.
Yeah.
And I remember, I'm 40 now, so I'm gonna wipe some tears off and, good gracious.
I don't have any tissues, but
Okay. This is all me. This is my fault. Y'all. Oh my goodness.
The historical tour.
Okay.
I would carry these around with me, so I don't know if that's what it looked like in the building.
Yep.
What I
Oh, wait.
always wanted,
I don't remember.
I could never have.
This is too old. Yeah, I don't remember
Gone
this.
before I grabbed it, over before it
Yeah,
started.
that's what. I mean,
No, I could never have it. What I always dreamed of, I could always see us. Shadows in the distance, watching from the fences. But I could never have it. Now the space between us lasted all our hopes and dreams was. I am full for my beliefs.
thousands of them.
Yeah.
Time stands still.
This is such a beautiful piece.
While you're dancing in the darkness.
This is so good. And it's so good that you're here too to explain, break down some of these pieces.
But I think you're worth the wait.
I remember the clock.
But my name is Sue King, and I'm the
Sue King.
My name is, or my the title is archivist.
Archivist. Okay. Okay.
I'm really kind of part of the reference department, but I specialize in local history. So I'm on the board of the museum and the Reed Center and here. And so that's what I do is tell people about our history.
I love that. Okay, Sue King.
Yes.
I won't forget that.
Okay.
Okay.
And yeah, you can find me on the library's website.
On the website. Okay. Yes, ma'am.
Erica. Yes.
Yep.
Awesome.
Lovely to meet you, Ms.
wonderful
King.
to meet you too.
All right. You have a good one.
Have a great visit and safe travels.
All right. Thank you. This is the same air that once carried my laughter, where I've learned the echo of my name. I reached out to my second grade teacher to let her know I would be visiting Richmond. She emailed me back and said yes, she definitely remembers who I was and was happy to hear from me. Since our correspondence, though, I had a date change in my itinerary and I haven't heard back from her regarding our meet. It would have been lovely to see her in person and let her know that some of the goals I've set for myself as a young girl have come to manifest. One of my goals was to become a lawyer. I'm sure she would not be surprised at all to see that I'm in the legal field. In her class is where I was first introduced to international studies, which sparked my curiosity for world travel. The child I was back then, dreaming without limits, believing time would never take anything away. But time doesn't take, it transforms.
One, two.
Oh, river, wider than a mile. I'm crossing you in style.
Someday, make up my heart, break up wherever you're going. I'm going that way. Two drifters off to see the world. There's such a crazy world to see. We're all chasing after all the same, chasing after all. Such a crazy world, you'll see. We're all chasing after our end, chasing after our end. Life's just around the bend, my friend. Moon, river.
The J in my name comes from my maternal grandmother, Jean. She passed 5 years before my birth. Although I've never had the pleasure of meeting her, her presence is still extremely powerful, and her grace and humility run through our veins. It was her family that brought us to Richmond, Indiana. To be married with 12 children back during those times as a minority, I'm sure was not an easy living. I have a letter from 1975 that she wrote to my uncle, documenting what her life was like growing up during the Deep Depression. In the letter, she discusses the origin of her name and mentions having an older sister named Vera who died in a fire when they were left in the house alone by themselves. She talks about her early years of going to grade school in Detroit, but abruptly moving to the South where the schools had no running water or toilets. She also talks about dropping out of school, which is something she later regretted doing. She was the one to start studying with Jehovah's Witnesses, thus introducing us to the religion. I'm not going to go too deep into the details of this letter as its page is long. I've had it for over 15 years now, and it's completely invaluable to me. If I had the chance to speak to her, I would tell her we've come a long way from the life she describes in this letter, and that our accomplishments in life don't have anything to do with our titles, the size of our homes, what we drive, or how much we make. Our greatest boast is that we are still all together, staying strong and loving stronger, and that we honor her always, in always. When my mother and I moved to the Starr District neighborhood, we used to live right behind this MilkHouse. It's like a drive-through corner store where most likely the store clerks already know what you want to order before you even pull up. It was one of my favorite places to go to as a kid.
Hey, how are you?
Good, how are you?
You have anything Sprite Zero, Coke Zero?
So I have Sprite
Sparkling.
Zero in a bottle. I have I have 7-Up Zero in a bottle. I also have Coke Zero in a fountain.
Okay. Give me the Sprite Zero in a bottle, and a Reese cup, and
regular 2-cup, or you want a king size?
2 cup.
Okay.
And oh gosh. Gummy bears, something for a 13-year-old. Any
Nerd
type of
clusters
candy?
or
Yeah, nerd clusters. Yes, ma'am. You guys take card, right?
yeah.
Okay, perfect.
8.53.
I grew up right behind this MilkHouse.
So what they say, the first one's like 65. It's still just as popular. Normally there would be a line out.
Yeah, I see that. Other cities need to catch on.
My mom wants me to move out to Arizona and open one out there.
You should. You'd make a go to Texas. That's where you'll grow.
Drive through liquor stores.
Yep. Idea and go get rich.
Some of the older people don't want to grow. They don't.
That's why it's for you to do.
Who you telling?
Have a good one. Successful. Let's go through here.
first hall. I remember coming here. This is back when we had to come to the hall like 3 times a week. You had your book study, you had your Thursday night theocratic school, and you had Sunday service. I remember being at this Kingdom Hall. And if you're a Jehovah's Witness, you know we have a memorial service every single year. Every single year we have it. And one of the brothers, his name was Brother Khan, he ate the bread and drank the wine. He was one of the 144,000. But as a kid, I was like, he ate the bread. They always tell you, don't you just pass the wine and just pass the plate of unleavened bread. You better not eat no bread, and you better not act like you want to drink the wine. I will never forget. He did it, and I saw it when I was young. I never seen it again, but I remember seeing it when I was young. All right, let me get up out of here. I am just having the time of my life right now, y'all.
Laced up, dripped up, sauced up, damn girl, I wanna ride with you.
Take a photograph, it'll be the last. Not a dollar or a crowd could ever keep me here. I don't have a past, I just have a chance. Not a family, your honest plea remains to say.
I know I can only see the top half. Thank you. Here you go. All right, thank you so much, honey.
Hard to wrap around so I can find my way around. Safe to say from here, you're getting closer now. We never said between. Waiting for lie here under you is all that I could ever do. To lie here under you is all. Rain, rain, go away, come again another day. All the world is waiting for the sun. Rain, rain, go away, come again another day. All the world is waiting for the sun. All the world is waiting for the sun. All the world is waiting for the sun.
Oh, guys, this. Oh, make sure I can. Make sure I'm in focus. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? I got some things to say. I got some things to say. I got some things to say. Okay, well, first of all, it's cold. I brought coats and all that stuff for the first few days because it said 19 degrees. And I get here and it's, springtime. So I was like, okay, cool. But now on the last day that I'm here, it's like severely cold. So I got my long wool coat in the car. Thank you for coming along this self-discovery journey with me. I wanted to go back to my hometown. I had been talking about coming back to my hometown for years, literal years. I left this place when I was 11 years old, and I have not been back since. So I just turned 40 last month. Do the math. It's been a long time, but some of the core memories that shape us really do play a huge part into our adulthood. And with turning 40, which is such a milestone, I wanted to come back and kind of, revisit my framework. And it has been such a powerful trip. It's only been 2 days, but very profound nonetheless. Whew. Where do I even begin? Okay, so obviously I'm standing on the playground of my elementary school. I went to Starr Elementary School, so shout out to all of those who went to Starr. When I sit on this playground, I think of, first of all, my best friend Ernie at the time. We used to give him, we were some ragamuffins, man. We used to stay in trouble. I remember we had a house right here on the corner, and I just would walk across the street and come to school. Every time I read a novel, or, there's a school in there. This is a school I think of. Obviously, when I think of neighborhoods, etc., I think of these neighborhoods. And even revisiting them, I'm like, this is why you like that old, ancient, Victorian, Gothic style in your design. You love it so much because it's what you grew up seeing. It's so crazy how those things stick with us in our mind, and we barely even, pay attention to it. Okay. I'm trying to talk to y'all and make sure that I don't get robbed at the same time because I got the truck right there. But back to what I was saying, this trip has been so profound. So profound. Shout out to the ladies at Morrison Reeves Library that allowed me to go downstairs in the basement and see some of the old architecture that was there when I was growing up. Like I stated before in episode 40, I think it was, I grew up going to the library every week. My aunt took us to the library every single week, and that was the library she took us to. And I remember as a kid, and you're talking 7, 8, 9, 10, as a kid, there was this huge spiral staircase, huge to me at the time, in the middle of the library. And when I got there, they were like, sorry, we took that out years ago. We only, displayed the top for historical purposes. But the lady could see. She said, I can see you're kind of here on official business. And she took me downstairs and showed me that staircase. And that was so powerful. Even sitting on this playground and just having a moment. I am 40 years old. I'm 40 years old. And this is where I come from. This is it. So, I don't know what everyone's journey to self-discovery looks like. And, a lot of people revisit their childhood homes. They revisit their past, whether there's trauma or not. It's for the deep inner work, those who, sometimes you got to go backwards to move forward. Eventually the container becomes too full and you do have to release. So being here allowed me to have a full circle moment and completely understand why decisions were made, why certain things had to be the way they were. And I get it. I get it. I understand it. I'm thankful, and I am filled with gratitude for being here. So that being said, thank you so much for coming along this journey with me and revisiting some of the pieces that helped shape who I am.
Devil, I be feeling like Jesus. I don't know much about that Bible, never felt like I needed. I told my mama that I got her. When I make it, we even. For all the years she took care of me, and my brothers believe it. I miss my grandma, why did she have to leave me? I had so much shit to tell her, damn man, I still can't believe it. We ballin' out now, we ain't up in them bleachers. You hear my songs on the radio, baby, turn up your speakers, cause we on now, and we grown now. First million, go and tell them it's on now. I still sip Arizona, and I do this for all of my loners. Screaming to the top of my lungs like, my mama make it, gotta speak it to existence. And you gotta have patience, just stay in your lane and fuck anybody hating.
Okay, we got some hot latte, okay? We got a hot latte. We are so back. I do not know why it ended up being so cold today. On the last day, no less, so I'm not mad at that. I'm going to be pulling out of here soon. Just a few notes before the vlog ends. Shout out to EVentures for allowing me to ride in their beautiful RIVIAN truck for the duration of my trip. This truck has been an absolute dream. Coming from the Tesla, I have to say it's giving it a run for its money. I love the forward-facing camera. I have a back-facing camera on my car, but I don't have a forward-facing one. Mine doesn't. This truck was absolutely beautiful. It had more than enough space without feeling too big, and it ended up being like my personal studio. You guys know I travel with tons of camera equipment, and I was able to use the functionality of this truck, setting up my drone. I didn't have to even get out of the car to fly my drone. I literally just stick my hand out of the window and pop the drone on the all glass roof that's up here, and it was a dream. I absolutely have just fallen in love with this truck, and I'm like, do I need to get this truck? I would say the truck is so beautiful. It's definitely an attention getter. I've gotten tons of attention. Like, you can just see the parking lot and then this truck, right? So I had one guy come up to me in the Chick-fil-A line, and he's like, I'm so happy you got this truck and not a Tesla. And I'm like, well, you're gonna be pretty upset with me because I have a Tesla and rented this truck. So but again, thank you to EVentures. Super professional. The handoff was smooth. The communication was excellent. I am only familiar with charging Teslas. I have not ever had to charge any other type of electric vehicle. The people over at EVentures were super helpful. They're like, you're in Richmond, that's a small town, we don't have many chargers, but we will help you find one, and they did. So shout out to them. If you do ever come this way, definitely check them out. And speaking of filming outside of the truck, shout out to the city of Richmond. When I tell you I was all over that town, setting up my tripod, I was at the basketball court, I was downtown, I was at random buildings, random homes. Everybody was super friendly, super nice. Every drive-through I hit, they complimented me on my outfit, complimented me on the car. The town was, what was that? Okay. Okay, now I was just talking about how dope the car is. The drone, I forgot to turn off the... Anyway, what was I saying? City of Richmond. I wasn't expecting to be able to get in here and do what I do. Thank you for allowing me to do my art. Just do my art. Everyone was so friendly. Shout out to the guy who stuck his middle fingers up at my drone. I got out of the car, met your daughters. The ladies at Morrison Reeves Library that allowed me to see the staircase in the basement that I grew up seeing. That made my entire day. Thank you. Thank you. And also EARLHAM CEMETARY. I walked in the office and those ladies were like, when
I walked in, they just paused, and I said, I'm trying to find my grandmother. And I had some information. My aunt, Trisha, had given me some information before I left, where the lot was, what section she was in. And I just couldn't, for the life of me, I kept passing it. And when I went in there, those ladies jumped right on it. She pulled the map out. She gave me names. Just super helpful. And I kept missing it because I guess at the time, I don't think my family had the funds to really buy like a real, a tombstone, a elaborate, or, one that was 3D coming up out the ground. So that's why I kept missing it. She was like, no, you're in 14 single space. Single space are just, plaques on the ground. And I said, there's nothing over there but field. And she's like, oh no, there's something over there. And yeah, my grandmother was in, she's in the ground, but you know what I'm trying to say. Very helpful, the ladies at EARLHAM Cemetery. I was happy that I was able to go and see everything. Unfortunately, the basketball court that me and my cousins grew up on, Bobby and Amber, they took the court out. So that was a little heartbreaking. I wanted to definitely visit that court and spend some time. The same with Starr Bank. My mother worked at Starr Bank, and the bank is still there, but it's under a different name, and it is closed down as well. But, can't win them all. Overall, it was a very profound trip, and I am so happy I gifted myself this. This was the gift to myself, to go back and revisit the past and see the framework that was laid that helped in my development was such a gift. I got the plane ticket I wanted, the leg room I wanted. I drove what I wanted. I went where I wanted to go and just do my art for me. I'm the project. I'm the program. And that is that's one of the best feelings. You have to understand where you come from, reckon with things, and move forward. And that's what this trip was all about. And it was absolutely beautiful. That being said, I do miss my family back home. I miss my kids. They have been FaceTiming me endlessly. Yeah, guys, that's pretty much it in a nutshell. Shout out to the Indianers, and I will see y'all in the next one.
Coming back to Richmond has left me feeling suspended from who I was to who I've become. The younger me was dangling in midair with questions, and I came back to find the answers. What surprises me most is how my current life is so similar. Same long driveway to get to my home. My fascination for old majestic buildings. I came back seeking what was familiar in order to feel safe, now realizing that these memories are my safe space. And now I've just created new ones. When I got on this path, I was looking for little E. Young E who didn't know how things would turn out, who was feeling all her feelings for the first time and believed life would stay simple, or at least slow down enough for her to understand it. I still retreat to that younger version of myself, behind closed doors, not in immaturity, but in self-belief, that if she came this far, she will go farther. Maybe that's what returning back here was all about. Not to relive my past, but to come back and notice it. Not for the return, but for the recognition.